The latest information for Dragon Ball Super has come out, and it says that Android 17 has gotten a lot stronger. And people are confused because they're androids, they're not really meant to get stronger. There are different types of androids, and with two of them being heavily featured in this arc, I thought it would be a good time to talk about the artificial humans, or the androids. The creation of these cyborgs comes from the Red Ribbon Army and the almighty Dr. Gero. Now, Dr. Gero was never seen in Dragon Ball, only DBZ, but his creations were still around, just nowhere near as powerful as they are in Z. This is a chart of all the androids in Dragon Ball, from androids number 1 all the way to Cell. I will come back to this because it is very important, but there are 3 different types of androids. The first type is a model based on stealing energy. This was shown in androids 19 and 20. They are usually weaker, but Dr. Gero chose this design because it gives him more control over how they act. The power level of these androids changes depending on how much life energy they can steal. The next model is the kind with no drawbacks, and that has an unlimited power supply. This is used for androids 16, 17, and 18, however the difference between android 17 and 18 opposed to 16 is that 16 is 100% machine, while androids 17 and 18 were once human but got turned into androids. That's why they can get stronger over time and someone like 16 cannot. These models are the hardest to control, and that was mostly shown when android 17 flat out murders Dr. Gero. The final model is the bio-android. These are organic beings created by man, and the only one that we know is Cell. He was created by taking data from the strongest fighters from around the universe and combining them into a single android. Going back to the picture of all the androids, the first artificial humans were made from complete scratch. They were very strong, but Dr. Gero couldn't control their personalities. The perfect example is android number 8. When Goku was a kid going around looking for the Dragon Balls, android 8 was sent out to kill him, but just like a lot of the characters in Dragon Ball, he ended up really liking Goku and didn't want to do it. So androids 1 through 12 were considered failures by Dr. Gero, and even though all of them ended up failing in the end, there are 2 that are still alive today, and they're actually in the main story, android 17 and 18. Android 17 had this thing in GT where he fused with himself and became Super Android 17. His design reverted back to the absorbing model like Android 19 had, but he was still very strong. However, the way things are turning out in Dragon Ball Super with Android 17 actually being a good guy, it just adds to a big list of things that completely discount GT from the main series. In the spoilers for Dragon Ball Super episode 86, Android 17 is sparring with Goku, and it says that Android 17 has gotten stronger. It could just be everyone getting a boost in power for the multiverse tournament, including Krillin, but it does make sense for Android 17 to get stronger because he isn't just a machine, there are some human parts there. So that has been a brief look at all the main androids. There are actually a lot more designed by the Red Ribbon Army, but they're a big part of Dragon Ball Online and not the main series yet. So let me know what you think. There's going to be a new episode of Dragon Ball Super in a few hours, so if anything new happens, it could change everything that we know about the androids. But anyway, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next Dragon Ball video.